Hello YouTube, and welcome back to Arcade Fitness. And as promised, this is my contribution to the channel, it's meal prep. And so for our very first meal prep video, we are going to do breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It is also my favorite meal of the day. And one of my go-to breakfast meal prep items are breakfast burritos. I love breakfast burritos because they are very easy to make. They are easy to handle for if you're somebody like me and you're on the go a lot. You can just take it, eat it in your car, which my husband does not approve of. You can eat it when you're running out of the door, whatever. It's very easy to handle. It's also inexpensive to make, and they're very simple. You can add anything in them you want. The go-to that I usually do is eggs, cheese, a meat, which is either turkey bacon or ground turkey. You can add any of the vegetables you want. The only thing that you have to be mindful of is the more items that you add with high water content. Once you go to warm the burritos up, your eggs are going to become kind of mushy, so you want to watch that. The other good thing about breakfast burritos is that you can make them in bulk. So you can make up to 8 to maybe 10 burritos per batch, and you can set up 3 or 4 for your meal prep for that week, and then take the rest and put them in the freezer. Whenever you get ready to eat them again, you just take them out, pop them in the microwave for about a minute, and they're good to go, and they're still fresh. Awesome, love them. So as you see, I have my array of items set out here on the island. I have my egg whites, I have my eggs. I always add regular eggs just because I do not like the consistency of egg whites when you cook them. To me, it's kind of watery. So if you add a regular egg in there, it helps with that. I have my 1% low fat milk. That is very important. You want to make sure that you're using low fat so that you are watching your fat intake. I have my Flavor Guide seasonings. Absolutely love these. You find a lot of people who are watching their weight, or bodybuilders or things like that, they use the Flavor Guide seasonings because they are very low sodium content. They don't have all those fillers and GMOs and MSG and all those things that you find in seasonings that are in the store. The only bad thing about it is you can only purchase them online, and they can be kind of expensive, but they always have a coupon. Right now they're having a Thanksgiving sale, so these are excellent. I have about 8 or 9 of these, and I go through them. I mean, they go a long way, but I use them a lot. As you can see, I'm running out of my Himalayan salt and pink peppercorn. I need to order some more of that, but I absolutely love my Flavor Guide seasonings. I have here my turkey bacon that I'm going to be using. I like the Sam's Choice. You can find this at Walmart. This is my favorite turkey bacon because it's real meaty and thick like regular turkey bacon. Some of those other ones can be kind of thin, and I don't know, they look like they took a whole bunch of pieces and slid them out like a piece of bologna. I don't like them. I have my cheese here, 2% for less fat, and I have my black beans. I use those as a filler sometimes, just depends. These have already been washed and drained. So we're going to go ahead and start. I like to do about the equivalent of 8 eggs. That way I can get maybe about 6 to 8 burritos out of it, just depending on how much the hubby wants me to stuff his burrito. He likes his pretty thick. So we're going to go ahead and do our 2 eggs, and we're going to do 1 2/3 cups of egg whites. Then we are going to add our milk. I'm going to do 1/8 cup of that, just to make sure we get those eggs nice and fluffy. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of my everything spicy. I like my eggs with a little bit of kick in them. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of my bacon lovers. I add this to all of my eggs. Awesome. And I'm going to do a 1/2 teaspoon of my Himalayan sea salt. That's going to be the rest of that. So sad, I can shed a tear. And I also have 1/8 of a cup of onions that I have already cut up. that in there. And that's it. Gonna whisk that all together. I've already got my pans preheated, so they're roaring and ready to go. Alrighty. So, one of the best ways to include your daily intake of fats in your diet is to cook with a healthy oil. One of the ways that I do that is to cook with either olive oil. I've just added flaxseed oil to my repertoire because it is healthier than olive oil. It's just something new that I wanted to try. I went and picked this up from the vitamin shop this week. I don't really care for the flavor of it, but when you're cooking with it, you can't really taste it. That's a plus. So you add about half a teaspoon of that. Gotta make sure we get that daily intake of omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. Alright, you want to make sure that you coat your pan really good so that your eggs don't stick. It's nothing worse than your eggs sticking to your pan while you're trying to cook. Burns my biscuits. Love my cast iron skillet. I cook everything in this skillet. It gives it that right amount of crispiness that I like. And the good thing about cooking with turkey is that it doesn't produce a lot of fat. So this cooks really fast. You don't have all that grease pooling up in your skillet. So guys, once I get my eggs and bacon going, we'll come back. Okay, so our eggs are almost done cooking. Our bacon is finished. Like I said, because it's turkey, it cooks really fast. So I'm going to go ahead and start the second portion of breakfast, which is the turkey sausage patties. So another go-to you're going to need if you're going to be doing healthy eating, you're going to have a food scale. So I'm going to measure out 1 pound of, this is just ground turkey. They make it in Jenny O, they make it in Butterball. I use both of them. Really doesn't matter, they taste the same. Okay, so our eggs are done and we're going to start prepping for our turkey sausage. So we measured out 1 pound of ground turkey, and again, real simple. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of everything spicy. Told y'all, love my favorite guys. Have a little bit of technical difficulties. Here we go. Okay. The only thing that I would really like is if they started making herb seasonings. Okay, flavor guide, if you just so happen by any means to see this video, I need some herbs. Like parsley and oregano, Italian seasoning. Really appreciate that. Thanks. Okay, so we got the Italian seasoning. I have 1 teaspoon of sage, and this is what really gives it that sausage flavor. Man, awesome. You can't even tell that you're eating ground turkey. As you noticed earlier, I ran out of my Himalayan sea salt and peppercorn, so I'm going to use some regular sea salt. I always keep this on hand. Sea salt is much healthier than regular salt. And then we're going to do a ½ a teaspoon of pepper again, because I ran out, and a ½ a teaspoon of the garlic lettuce. Yeah, like I told y'all earlier, it doesn't have all those fillers and things, so sometimes it clumps up and you just got to shake it up and get it back. So take all that, mix that together just like you're doing a hamburger patty. And then you form a patty and you cook it. And you can cook these to whichever you're liking. If you like it to have a little crisp on it, you cook it till it, you get that brown outer crust on the outside. If you don't like the crisp, you don't cook it that long. Simple. And while these are cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and start assembling my breakfast burritos. That's the good thing about this meal prep. Everything flows, everything goes real fast. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. You're not dirtying up the whole kitchen while you're cooking. Easy and inexpensive. Okay, so now we are ready to assemble our breakfast burritos. Our eggs are done, so we're going to take a half cup of that. And we're going to take 1 tablespoon of black beans, 1 tablespoon of cheese. Y'all, I love cheese. I like it to flavor my food. I eat cheese sticks as a snack because they're very high in protein. You can find the ones that are fat-free, that are 2% skim milk, and they are very healthy for you. People who tell you that you don't need cheese in your diet to eat healthy are not your friends. You don't need that kind of negativity in your life. You need to get rid of them. No, but seriously. Everything in moderation. Unless you have IBS or something and there is nothing wrong with eating cheese. So I just took my bacon, tore it up, and then wrap. Simple. You take your parchment paper and you roll it up. And it is just that simple. Fold it the same way you do a tortilla, tuck in the side, and roll. I usually let them sit out for maybe about 30 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes, just to make sure that everything cools off before I stick it in the freezer. Take your tape, which is found in the same section in the grocery store with your parchment paper. Tape it up, bam, breakfast burrito, ready to go. These flat out tortilla breads are awesome. They are really low in calories, they're low in carbs, high in protein. My husband loves them. I just, depending on if I'm working out that day, whether or not I eat them, because just the carb cycling. I do high carb days on days that I work out, low carb days on days that I don't. If I don't eat the flat out breads, then I found a new brand of tortillas, same thing that I found from Walmart, that are low calorie, low carb, and just as much protein. So it just depends to your liking, however you want it. These burritos assembled with the flat out bread are roughly about 245 calories. So I mean, even with that, I do about 1,200 calorie diet. So I try to get my meals, my breakfast, lunch, and dinner about 300 calories each. So 245 is nothing. And like I said, this isn't your whole breakfast. Take those sides, tuck them in, roll it. If it rolls out, not a big deal. You just keep on rolling. Take that parchment paper. Simple. This is so easy. I'm going to go ahead and roll up the rest of it and show you what the finished product is. Just a second. And this is what it looks like when it's all put together and prepped for your meal. We have our burritos, our turkey sausage, and a choice of fruit. As you can see, we have different fruits. My husband loves blackberries. I can't handle all the seeds, so that's why that's different. He gets a cup of fruit because he gets more calories. I typically get a half a cup of fruit. So his breakfast is about 430 calories. Mine, like I said, is about 350 calories, 360 give or take. And you can vary this recipe any way you want. You can put 1/4 of a cup of eggs in there. You can put 2 slices of bacon. Whatever suits your fancy. You're just going to have to make sure that you account for the differences in your macros. And I'll make sure that I post the recipes and the macros of the breakdown of everything in the comment section below. So this is it. Like I said, real simple, real easy, didn't take a lot of time. So I hope you guys enjoy. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. And remember, if you fit better, you feel better. RK Fitness out.